Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth, and today we are talking about the drama about the makeup artist who canceled on one of her brides because apparently she wasn't going to be in the state anymore and she was requiring that bride to pay more money. It's all crazy. I haven't fully watched any of these videos, so I actually don't know everything. I did find her 12-minute long apology video. She had deleted it, somebody else had re-uploaded it. Thank you to that person. But yeah, and again, I was trying to explain all the stuff that was happening to my husband, and I could just tell that he was just like, I don't care, which is fine. It's totally fine. It's why I do this. It's totally fun. I love it. And so I hope you have your favorite drink. Today I have some unsweet tea. I know I'm from the South and I live in the South. I do love sweet tea, but we're on a health journey, so unsweet tea it is. And we're going to get into it, and I have no idea how long this is about to take, so we're just gonna jump right in. So let's get started where it all started.
So, my sister's makeup artist canceled a month before her wedding. This Miss Alexis is the one she had booked.
Honestly, I love that he just like called her out. My brother would totally do the same. He'd be like, no, we're not gonna do this.
And to give you a brief synopsis on the situation, she sent her a message saying, "Hey, Catherine, I have some unfortunate news. And I'm so sorry to deliver this a month before your wedding, but our Montana bride, the weekend before, just let us know she has to cancel her wedding. So that really leaves me in a pickle." This led to her basically asking Catherine to cover her travel expenses, for more money, even though a contract right here.
I think this is the craziest part about it, is the fact that a contract was signed and now she's trying to renegotiate the contract after the contract has been signed. Like, that is honestly so crazy.
Was signed. And in that contract, it even states how if there is a cancellation of any kind, basically she'll keep the deposit. So I'm just wondering, why was that deposit?
But she canceled, not the bride. The bride did not cancel. She canceled.
Deposit not put towards, the travel expenses for my sister's wedding. But long story short, my sister basically could not meet the terms of sending her additional money because she was already over budget for her wedding. So lo and behold, Miss Alexis is indeed in Montana.
We are currently in Prairie, Montana.
For that.
That is so crazy. Could you imagine lying to one of your clients and then being like, I'm actually going to post on social media that I'm going to be there, but I lied to you about being there?
That wedding, which appears wasn't canceled at all. And if it was put back on, my sister wasn't notified, which has left my sister still scrambling for a makeup artist. So I'm kindly asking y'all, please just leave this young lady a comment asking if she's going to make things right. I'm only posting this in my story right now. However, I don't really have much hope that she's going to do anything at all other than continue to hide comments or maybe delete them or maybe block me. Yep, she blocked me. I already intend to potentially blast dozens of trial reels if I have to and post a reel on my page basically going deep detail the entire situation pertaining to this, because this is my sister. I love her to death, and I hate to see her distraught like she is right now. So I appreciate y'all for taking time to watch this.
Honestly, good for him for using his platform this way. I love it. I mean, he's got 1 million likes on this. He's got 14,000 comments on this, and then he's got 38,000 saves on this video. Like, that is actually insane. This truly blew up, and he was just like, no, I'm not gonna allow this to happen, which I love that. Honestly, I love that he is defending his sister. He hates that this happened. I mean, somebody says, what does one person canceling their wedding have anything to do with your sister? None of that is her problem. And he said, exactly, she made her problem somehow my sister's problem. It's not my sister's fault that a different wedding was canceled and now she has to pay for that. Which is so true, because it wasn't originally in the contract. She shouldn't have to pay for it. She should have just had it come out of her pocket, which if that other wedding canceled, then she was keeping that deposit, so she would have that extra money to go to this wedding anyway. So that's just unacceptable, truly. So he posted this, and then she posted this 12-minute long video that we are about to watch. We are going to sit down and watch this entire video and go through it because I kind of like clicked through it. She cries at one point. She talks about God at one point. It's all kind of ridiculous, and I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it. But let's see what she actually says, because like I said, I haven't actually watched this all the way through.
I'm shaking. This doesn't even feel like real life. I've cried all the tears I think I can cry.
Also, she could have just cut to the important bits, but whatever.
There's probably still something there. I'm clearly not in Montana anymore. I'm back home in good old Alabama.
But you were in Montana, and you lied about going to Montana so you'd get more money from it.
I want to address Billy first, but I mainly want to talk to my current and future brides. Billy said in his comment to his class that he thinks that I was still staying in Montana for the week, and that he thinks that I was just asking the bride for more money for flights and lodging just to get more money from her. Like I'm a scammer, and that's not true. I still was no longer staying for the week. His sister, I did come to my...
You know what you could do as the makeup artist, the person who this is about? Show the receipts. Why weren't you staying for the week anymore? Why is this happening? Why have all of a sudden you asked her for more money? Like, why don't you show the receipts, since obviously you should have them all at this point?
Montana. His sister asked why, when I knew I was coming to Montana, didn't I message Catherine? And the reason why was because from the very beginning, Catherine knew this as well, that I was staying for the week, and that is why I was not charging her for lodging and traveling. I don't ever not charge for lodging and traveling for a destination wedding. This was very situational. When circumstances changed, I asked Catherine to pay for flights and lodging, and she said it was not in her budget, and which is totally understandable. It's not.
But you already had a full contract stating, I'm gonna have to turn her up because she's talking so low. You already had a full contract stating what she had to pay for, how much she had to pay, and then that completely changed a month out from the wedding, which if you've already signed, both parties have already signed a contract, there's really no changing that.
Not in my budget either. Trust me, if it was, I would be there. I'm a mom. I'm a mom of 4 and 2 bonus. Our kids are starting school, and right now it's just not feasible.
But you should have known ahead of time when your children are starting school. That's kind of a pre-known fact. Schools really don't change when they start. At least they didn't when I was in school. All of my friends who have kids, they all start school about the same time every single year, give or take a day. So why did you all of a sudden be like, oh my gosh, school? Also, this doesn't quite feel like an apology, and it also is feeling like she wants to be the victim.
When I said something about $3,000 to Catherine, I did not mean that it was going to cost her $3,000. What I meant was, if I were to pay to stay for the week, it was going to at least be, just for lodging, cost me $3,000. The mountains are expensive.
But you don't have to stay in the nicest place in the entire world. You can stay in a Holiday Inn Express.
I could return back to Montana. I'm from Alabama. I could return back to Montana for the weekend. if Catherine was able to pay for my flights and lodging. I didn't even ask anything about a rental car. I was just going to do that myself. And again, it wasn't in her budget, but unfortunately it wasn't in mine either. Billy was right in what he said, that, no, even though the circumstances changed, that was not Catherine's responsibility because we had a contract. I agree with him. However, I can't afford to go back to Montana on Thursday to do her rehearsal on Friday, do her wedding on Saturday, and then come back home. I can't afford to pay for rent.
Then why did you agree to it to begin with? Like, if you always put lodging and travel expenses in the contract, then why didn't you just keep that in the contract and have her pay for it? Because then she, like, if anything happens, that travel expense is paid for and you'll be able to get out there and do it. Just because you are already going to be out there does not mean or negate the fact that you're still going to need lodging and you're still going to need housing. Maybe discount it a little bit, but honestly, I probably would have just kept it in the contract, and it, for unforeseen circumstances like this, being like, oh my gosh, I had one cancel, I'm gonna have to then fly out and then come back, and I still need all that to be covered, then at that point, yeah, that makes sense. But also, you already agreed to it. This has already been agreed upon, so you kind of have to just suck it up and pay it yourself, or be known as the person who will ditch if something else comes up that you did not see happening, which is happening.
Round trip flights and my lodging for those 3 days and a rental car. Not right now. Due to real life stuff. I'm not a lot of makeup artists are, young girls who, the really popular ones anyways, that I feel like gives a platform for makeup artistry in the social media world. They're, young, and they have a lot less responsibilities and a lot more freedom that I don't have. I started this.
But if you're willing to be a travel destination makeup artist, then there has got to be some level of flexibility that you have to take on, because you've got to think about flights getting canceled, different things getting canceled, something happening with the lodging, something happening with the car rental services. There are factors I would personally have to, if this was me, I would take in these factors of being okay, I'm going to make sure I'm there at least 24 hours early, because in case something happens and my flight gets canceled, I have enough time to find another flight and make sure that I'm getting there on time for a service that you paid me for. And this is also why your prices are more expensive, because you are a travel makeup artist. Keyword: travel.
Career as a single mom, and I've spent 11 years building it successfully. My reputation has always preceded me. I have sacrificed so much to build this career. I have never no-showed a bride. I truly believe with my entire heart.
I don't think that's actually true. I felt like I read in a comment somewhere that she has done this before, but we'll let her continue. Sorry.
That those comments are troll accounts or people that just love to see me.
Okay, so she's already getting ahead of the comments that are going to be actually, yes, she has no-showed before, she's no-showed me, and so she's trying to get ahead of that. So whether we believe her or we believe the random comments, unless they show receipts, it's really a matter of opinion. But if she's was willing to do this once, my guess is she has done it before, in my opinion.
I've never done that, and I would never do that. Who I've no-showed is my children. That's who I've no-showed.
But you were already going to be out there for the week. Like, I don't know why all of a sudden it's all about your kids. When you already made these commitments, you already knew this was going to happen. You had to have already known when your kids were going to start school. And yet you decided to make these plans and go out to Montana versus be home with your children. This doesn't make any sense. You cannot have it both ways. You can't be like, I pre-planned all of this and then at the last minute, because a month out for a bride is last minute, I decided to ask for more money or cancel. Like, they had two options, and which is obviously insane. Like, you cannot ask for more money at a last minute effort. Like, that's crazy. But also you can't blame it on the fact that you haven't been in your children's lives out of your own desire to be a travel. You do not have to be a travel makeup artist. There are plenty of weddings that happen in the state of Alabama or surrounding it where you could easily hop in your car and go do that without having to travel across the country.
Never made it to a soccer game. I've never made it to my son's track meets. Unless they're on school days, like during the week.
Again, that is a choice you made when you decided that this was going to be your career. Like, I don't understand that. I truly do not understand that. Like, my mom worked really hard and so did my dad, and they made it to majority of our basketball games, soccer games. My mom made it to so many of my track meets, just so many things, but she made it work with the career that she had. I am in a career path that I know that I'll be able to make it to those things. I work in marketing. I, work for tech companies, and it's the career that I chose because I knew there would be one day I'd want kids and I wanted to be in their lives. It is the career path. She said she's been doing this for 11 years. 11 years. You can't at one point be like, okay, I'm missing enough of my children's lives that I'm actually going to do this in a smaller way, pick and choose my brides, and make sure that I'm making it to my children's events. It's honestly not that hard. Like, she is blaming that she's canceling on it because of her kids when she does this anyways. Like, these are the choices she had already made.
Because all of my weekends go to my brides. I've missed so many important events. Last year, my husband was literally dying. And I left the hospital. I had not showered or anything and went and did a wedding.
That is a reason to cancel. That is a reason that you're like, hey, I have somebody else in my place, because I'm pretty sure she works for like a company. But regardless, that community is small, and I'm sure you know other makeup artists that live around the area, and you can be like, hey, I'm having medical issues with my husband. I need to not be here. At that point, any bride would understand. If my makeup artist, who was just a friend, but if she called me and was like, hey, I can't do it because of medical issues, I'd been like, don't worry about it. I will find somebody else. Don't worry about it, and we will make it work. Like, what do you mean? Like, how are you going to be like, this is because, like, I left because I had to do this? Like, you did not have to leave for that. Like, you could have found somebody else to take your place, and would it have been the same? No. Would have been what she paid for? No. But would have they have understood? I sure hope so.
And they put him in ICU literally while I was at the wedding. I always show up for my brides. The older I get, the more I sit with regret. My son has 2 more years of high school, and when you get older, you realize like what matters, and you realize how fast it goes by, that your kids grow, and
But also, if you know your child has a major event coming up, do not book a wedding that weekend. Like, I keep hitting this. I'm so sorry if you hear that. I'm trying to figure out a great place for my microphone. I kind of wanted to come forward, but I work at this desk. I work from home, and I just like don't know where to put it. So sorry I keep hitting this. Back to what I was saying. If you know there's a major event in your child's life, do not book a wedding. It is kind of that simple.
I'm so sorry. I'm trying not to cry. And I have sacrificed so many of God. I've sacrificed so much. My kids are such great soccer players, and I've never seen them unless it's a random weekday that they have a game. This is none of anybody's business. I'm just sharing it to tell you guys, like, I've never not been there for you guys. Never.
Which is literally not true, because you're having to post this because somebody called you out for doing his sister wrong.
Okay, current brides and future brides, God, I'm an ugly crier. I'm so sorry that this raises concern for you guys. But you have my word and you have my heart. You guys have always had my heart. That you have nothing to worry about. I have had a bride cancel. Just one so far. I've had 3 text me with concerns, but they were so kind. You guys don't have anything to worry about. I promise you. For the personal...
This is so unprofessional. If I was her and this is the business, I would just sit down and be like, I made a mistake. I should not have done this to this bride. I should have just eaten the expense. I'm sorry. And I will do better moving forward. And just showed professionalism instead of doing this.
Comments in Billy's video. I haven't always been a child of God. I've been a villain in people's stories.
What does that have to do with literally anything?
As we all have at some point in our lives. Those comments have nothing to do with anything, and shame on those people, for some of them were such a lie. And I wish that sometimes I wish that I wasn't so kind, but I do not believe an eye for an eye. I will never believe in being an eye for an eye girl. I believe in God so deeply. You guys have made fun of me so much. I've even gotten request forms on our website of people making fun of me and God, me being like a Jesus girl. And I don't care. I'm so rooted in Him. I know that this is a spiritual attack. At one point, I felt...
Ma'am, this is not a spiritual attack. This is attack on your character, because you did this bride dirty and people are holding you accountable for it. Like, when people apologize and then they bring God into the apology, when... Not saying that God doesn't have anything to do with anything. Like, I also believe in God, but if I'm outwardly apologizing for something I did wrong, I'm not bringing God into it. Dang, I keep hitting this. I need to figure out my situation. I'm not bringing God into it. What I'm doing is I am taking accountability and apologizing for it, which she has not done. She has blamed her kids. She has blamed everything else. She has now talked about being a child of God. And then at that point, you're just like, are you even going to take accountability for this at this point? Like, you just want to be the victim in everybody's story, and people feel sorry for you so you don't lose as much business as you think you're about to lose. But in reality, you're going to lose it because you did somebody wrong, and people are worried that that is then going to happen to them. And I don't blame them. I would also be worried if I was one of the brides that I knew she was going to be working on. But what do I know? What do I know? Like, truly, what do I know?
So I've had I felt so bad. I'm such a people pleaser. And I was like, Mom, maybe I should just pay for, her hair and makeup or with whatever artist. But then once I realized how evil these people are, it just no longer felt that way. This has all been for clout and for followers. Billy was reached out to about how people have been threatening other people's careers. They've been threatening. They were commenting on my daughter's stuff. They went into 2017 of my mom's things. It has been such an evil attack, and this has gone so far. And
when people start saying that people are attacking you, I'm sorry, just show me the receipts. I am so sick and tired of people being like, I'm being attacked, I'm being attacked, I'm being attacked, but they never show a singular receipt. I'm sorry. If people were saying those things about me, I would be starting to pop up receipts, because I don't want to just tell you, I want to show you, because I'm sorry, if it's happening to you, you have the receipts, show it. Just show me the receipts, because we are inundated with influencers apologizing. Not saying that she's an influencer, because I don't think she really is, but people apologizing for things that they've done wrong, and then they start to say that they're being attacked, and then they show 0 receipts. You do not have to show their name or their photo. You can just show what it says and just blur the rest of it out, because at that point, I would do it for my own back catalog, just to make sure I'm protected. And B, I would be like, yeah, here this person is. Here's the receipt that I'm talking about. This is the moment in time, which is what I'm talking about. I can show you date, time, because every single one of our comments are dated, and she's not showing anything.
Would comment things that had nothing to do with the whole wedding situation. Billy would say, ooh, DM me. That's also how I knew this. At the end of the day, this had nothing to do with trying to make things right for his sister. It was all for a phone.
No, it wasn't. I love some tea. So anything I talk about, I've had people comment. I'm like, oh, DM me that information, because I want to know. I'm a nosy person, and I want to know. So if you're going to give me some tea, you might as well just DM me and give it to me. And he's posted 2 things, 3 max, because I think he actually posted his sister, but 2 things about you specifically. And the rest of his TikTok is as normal as it can be, what he normally posts.
And once he was filled in about that, he said, well, my video has 7,000 saves. I'm not deleting it. And that's when I knew. And I am so glad that I canceled that wedding. Those are not my people. And I know that God is going to bring me my people. People that believe in me. Thank you so much for all of this kind text messages. It has meant the absolute world to me. I'm not okay, but I'm gonna be okay, because this will be for God's glory in the end. God is my defender. And I have the favor of God over my life.
I hate it when people do this. I literally want to do a whole video about fake Christians or faux Christians, where they're just like, God will defend me, God will be there for me, acting like if you don't do these things, God is not there for you, and they're so performative. It's just too much, truly. And I feel like the internet has made performative Christianity worse.
Testimony says it. I've never been able to share a lot of my testimony because it involves other people whose lives have changed for the better, and I would never bring up their past again. But this testimony is going to be public. And everybody's going to watch how great God is and what he can do for you and what he's going to do in my life. And glory be to God. He is a score settler.
My God isn't. What do you mean he is a score settler? No. If we believe in the same God, which I'm pretty sure we do, the Christian God, he is not a score settler. He is forgiving, and that's just like the craziest thing I've heard. Why would she say it like that? That tells me everything I need to know about her, truly.
And although this is all so much and so insane, and I have felt like the world is just crashing on me, I also still have joy because of him. I've talked, and if you go to my TikTok, I've talked about other videos about idolizing this career. And me and God have had so many talks about, like, you know, what if he were to take it all from me? Because at one point I did idolize it, and he dealt with me in that. And none of you, Billy, all of you being mean to me, you guys are silly if you think that you carry authority to end my career. God has the final say-so. And if my career ends, it will be because there's a lesson to learn in this for everyone, and because he has something greater for me on the other side, and I will be okay. God is my defender, and the truth will prevail. It always does. Like, it always does. Time and time again, he has shown me. And so I might have my moments through all this, but I'm gonna be okay. I'm going to leave all my social media public. I know I'm still going to get hate. So you guys have at it, but I'm going to be okay.
So she deleted this video, this long non-apology video. Let's read the comments. And obviously, since she deleted this and this is uploaded on somebody else's TikTok, the comments aren't filtered, so I'm interested to see what they have to say. Let's see here. Oh my God, you guys, I'm literally shaking. Honestly, I love Daddy Snacks. He is probably one of my favorite TikTokers. He cracks me up. How does she twist things to make her the victim? Truly. Which part was the actual apology and accountability? Who knows? Who really knows? I'd like to know, truly. You signed a contract. Sometimes I wish I wasn't so kind. Being part of an apology video is crazy work. Honestly, yes, that is insane. Like, why would you ever say that? Bringing up the children to gain sympathy is wild. My kids are such great soccer players. During an apology video about wedding makeup is wild. Girl, what? Yeah, that, like, bringing up her kids at all was crazy. Yeah, do the right thing, give her the deposit back. She should only do local weddings if she can't fulfill out-of-town weddings instead of hurting brides on their special day. Agreed. So she's blaming everyone but herself. Oh, she's really doubling down and digging a bigger hole for herself. Oof, yeah. Still not the bride's problem. A contract is legally binding. Being a mom has nothing to do with this. All working moms have had to miss on certain things. But again, she can pick and choose which things she's choosing to miss. She's not doing that, and now she's like, I've missed everything. That is nobody's fault but your own. If you couldn't afford the 3 to 4 day travel, lodging, etc., then why accept the contract and take the bride as a client? Makes no sense. Truly. I stand with Billy and his sister. Why is this all about her? There was no apology in here. And they just go on and on and on. Then you should have stayed for the week and paid for your own lodging and traveling to upload your side, upload, I think, upend, like, take the end of your agreement. Your plan shouldn't have changed and cost hers. You had a contract, period. This is worse than the James Charles apology. That's bad. But she said the reason was the other wedding was canceled. It wasn't. So the circumstances didn't change. She did. You know who I've no. Oh wait. You know who I've no showed? My children. Yeah, I don't know why she said that. That's her own problem. The fact that she deleted this and proceeded to double down. Wow, zero accountability. Yeah. Yeah, she just admitted to breaching the contract. So many words. Is this an apology? No. You changed your plans on the bride. You committed to staying for the week and then changed your plans. Did you give her deposit back? Yeah, that's so crazy. So she uploaded this, and then Billy uploaded a second video. So let's watch that.
Okay, part 2. There's several things I want to discuss in this video and honestly answer a couple of common questions to clear some stuff up that are somehow misunderstood. But first and foremost, number 1, the sharing of personal information. I have a screenshot here of an individual who shared.
See, he is showing proof of what he is saying. I love a receipt. Please always bring receipts. Receipts bring me life. Thank you. Should you be doing this? No. Let's not do this to people. Do people deserve to have their shit called out? Yes. Do they deserve this? No. Don't do this to people. That's not necessary. She is already being trolled. She's already being called out. This is very unnecessary. I agree with you, Billy.
The husband's name, phone number, business address, etc. Do not do this. I commented even below that I don't approve of this. That comment has been removed. If you've made a comment like that or going to, don't do it. Delete it. I just think it's such a scumbag move. The husband may not even been aware of this entire situation, and I don't think his business should suffer, catch any strays due to this makeup situation. Number 2, the refund. Oh my goodness, y'all. So nowhere in my first video did I say that my sister was not refunded. That wasn't even.
That's true. He didn't say that at all. We just assumed that, I guess.
The purpose of the video. She was indeed refunded. I had mentioned the cancellation policy, and I was saying how the makeup artist had probably received the deposit from the quote-unquote canceled wedding.
That's what I said. Like, if she received that deposit, she could have used that deposit to do the traveling portion of this wedding.
And I was just wondering, why can't that be applied to, the travel expenses for my sisters? Again, I'm not a makeup artist. I don't know about any of these things, but my sister has been, in fact, refunded. So that's not the issue here. Which brings me to point number 3, was the actual purpose of the video. It was meant for 2 things, regarding the cancellation of the other wedding and how she was somehow there yesterday, and number 2, how she didn't honor her agreement. She was asking for more money when a contract was signed and a deposit.
Yeah, that's what I took away from his video also, so I hate that other people didn't. But yeah, she was actually at that wedding, and she was trying to get more money out of his sister for no reason.
Deposit was made. So there's a lot of confusion regarding this timeline, but it's very easy, I promise you. June 30th is the original email sent claiming the wedding.
Hey Catherine, I have some unfortunate news, and I'm so sorry to deliver this a month before your wedding. Our Montana bride, the weekend before, you just let us know that she has to cancel her wedding, so that really leaves me in a pickle with your wedding. Flights were not yet booked, so unfortunately, in order for me to come do your wedding, I would now need flights and lodging. I did go ahead and look up that, and it was $480 for flights. I am again so sorry. It was extremely rare for the bride to have canceled. It never crossed my mind of this happening when you booked.
Wedding was canceled. The wedding cancellation in question was August 1st. My sister's wedding is August 8th. We let everything rest, or I should say my sister has, for an entire month. It was obviously water under the bridge. She was still very upset until, lo and behold, she hopped on social media yesterday and saw this makeup artist at that wedding, and she was upset, understandably so.
We have our bride's rehearsal today, and then tomorrow is the wedding. I'm going to be spamming y'all with all the content and the views.
Which prompted then this video bringing things to light, which has then created other comments and messages.
She literally ghosted me on the day of my birthday party last year. She was working a wedding and didn't even tell me she couldn't do my makeup.
Messages that I've received.
Again, showing the receipts, but hiding their names. That's all you have to do. That's all I'm asking for, people. Another one, she did something similar to my friend the week right before or the week of her wedding. Her excuse was she accidentally double booked that day and then canceled on her. Crazy.
Where there's similar instances where she's no-showed or
6 years ago, I tried to book with her. She booked me for the wrong date and ended up giving me a refund. Then months later, she reached back out via every method possible. I was on my honeymoon asking if the wedding was still a go during COVID and that she had lots of cancellations. I was like, my wedding is over. So strange.
double booked, or there seems to be a history here. That's the purpose of the video. And lastly, number 4, another common question: has my sister made a commitment to another makeup artist? The answer is she has been in touch with several people. She does have a trial set up for later this week, so fingers crossed everything goes smoothly. We're so grateful for the amount of people that have been reaching out to help out, support, providing suggestions. It's been overwhelming, to say the least. Y'all are amazing. That being said, hope you all have an amazing Sunday, and much love.
Yeah, I feel like he was very genuine in both videos. I feel like he was not doing this for clout other than to call this person out, which I do not blame him for. She ended up deleting that apology video anyways, and he's showing receipts, he's telling people what not to do and what he's not tolerating, because these are his videos, it's what's going on like his comment section, and I do not blame him for that. And honestly, I feel like he's very well spoken, and he did this to defend his sister, which he has every right to do. And for her to be like, why would you say that about me, or why are you doing this, is so crazy. And to say that people are spiritually attacking her because of this is wild. And again, he showed the receipts of people commenting on her doing this over and over again, which she tried to cover in her apology video, because she was saying that people are just trying to attack her, which is obviously not true. Okay, she did another apology. We're going to read it, because this time the apology is a post and not a video, because I don't blame her. She turned off all of the comments. It says, "Thank you to everyone who has reached out and looked past my wrongdoings, still supporting me. I am deeply grateful. Now that my emotions are level, I wish I would have responded differently with a level mind. But life is always and forever will be about learning and growing. I've had my moments. This one was just broadcasted to the world. Thank you, Jesus, for a call, repentance. Keep me at your feet." Again, I do ask that everyone please stop sending me threats via personal email, business email, and phone. While I do believe there are consequences to actions, this has destroyed my mental health and is going too far. Internet FBI trolls have found my personal contact forms and have sent me hate about my kids, even to my kids personally, my appearance, my body, my friends, coworkers, etc. None to do with my actual situation at hand. I still stand by not all accusations being truthful. I am doing better today. I did send Catherine wedding day H&M, but it was returned to me. This initial deposit was sent immediately upon cancellation. Moving forward, every contract will be fulfilled no matter what circumstances changes. I am better as a disciple, a creator, as a leader, and as a business owner today because of all of this. To God be all the glory. Keep me as an example. Catherine, I truly pray your wedding day today is everything you dreamed of and more. I know that it will be. And then she posted this. So the pink label is, the pink label is her company that she does all this out of. So It says, at the Pink Label, we have always believed that every client deserves professionalism, respect, and clear communication. We recognize that a recent decision regarding the cancellation of a scheduled wedding has caused disappointment, frustration, and hurt, and for that, we are sincerely sorry. We understand how important a wedding day is, and we do not take lightly the impact that this situation has had on those involved. While the decision to cancel was not made without careful consideration, we acknowledge that the outcome was painful for the bride and her loved ones. As part of our commitment to making the situation right to the extent possible, all funds paid for services were promptly refunded in full. Since this matter has become public, it has garnered significant attention online. We understand that people have strong opinions, and we respect everyone's right to express disappointment or offer constructive criticism. However, the response has unfortunately escalated beyond criticism. Over the past several days, the owner of the Pink Label, Alexis, along with members of her family and the makeup artists affiliated with the company, have been subjected to harassment, threats, and hateful messages. No disagreement or business dispute justifies intimidation, threats, or violence of targeting individuals who were not involved in the original matter. We ask for compassion and perspective from everyone following the situation. There are real people on both sides who have been affected, and continuing online harassment only creates more pain for everyone involved. Out of respect for the privacy of all parties, we will not be discussing the details of this matter publicly or engaging in online debates. Our focus remains on serving our clients with integrity, learning from this experience, and ensuring we continue to uphold the professionalism standards our community expects from us. To those who have offered grace, understanding, and support during this difficult time, we are deeply grateful, and to those who were disappointed to hear your concerns and sincerely regret the distress this situation has caused. The Pink Label remains committed to rebuilding the trust. The Pink Label remains committed to rebuilding trust through our actions, professionalism, and dedication to the clients who place their confidence in us. Sincerely, the Pink Label. To be 100% honest, she should not have posted the original apology video. She should also not have posted the slide before this, and she should have only posted this. Kept it completely professional, fully professional. Their lawyers obviously looked over this. She should stop posting about it, and she shouldn't have posted the last two things. And I get that her comments are off, which I don't blame her. They probably should be. And to be 100% honest, I don't blame all the other parties for being upset. They have every right to be upset. I would be upset, truly. I mean, I would also be very upset if any of this happened to me. I think that everybody, I think Billy and his sister are in the right. I do think she is in the wrong, and she went totally off on the deep end with this, which is insane. She should have kept it very professional. She not once really apologized. I feel like all of her apologies are just woe is me, God will be on my side, craziness. And I guess the only thing I can be thankful for, she didn't sit in front of a white background and then apologize. At least she didn't have a ukulele. I don't know. But it's just insane that she had to be called out to this extent and then again did not apologize for it. I'm glad that she got her, she refunded her client, and I hope that Billy's sister's wedding day is absolutely stunning, and I hope nothing but the best for her. But to be 100% honest, I feel like she didn't learn her lesson, and I hate that for her. I really do hope she learns a lesson. I don't think people should be attacking her or her family, but again, if they are, call them out the way Billy did, because I'm sorry. Once you start showing receipts, I mean, that's the only way to be like, stop doing this, show receipts, and people will trust that what you're saying is actually true versus just letting it be what it is. I have one more video, and I think this is really funny.
Okay. This message is for current brides and future brides. I am so sorry that you have some doubts. And you have my word. And you have my heart. And you always have my heart. I had a bride cancel on me. And then I had to cancel another bride until she had to pay money for me to travel there. But I'm glad it happened because...
This is so funny, and I'm sorry, she deserves this. And I feel like he is showing more emotion than she did through that entire 12-minute video, which is crazy.
Like, my son plays soccer really good, and I've never seen him play soccer. So, I'm glad it happened, but they're lying because I never asked for money. But this is my apology.
Honestly, that's hilarious. But yes, this is so true. Like, we could have watched this, gotten the same thing out of it, other than the fact that he didn't touch on all of the, like, God speak that she did. That was so unnecessary for the entire video that she did. And I don't know. I do hope she learned her lesson. I hope it gets better. I hope she decides to just start doing local weddings so she can be a part of her children's lives, because like, I could not imagine, like, why are you deciding to do this if your kids have massive things going on in their lives and you're just like, I am not going to be a part of this, I'm going to do this instead. Like, that is crazy to me. And I just, I'm not really picking up what she's putting down. Like, she wants to be a travel wedding makeup artist but doesn't want to do the work that entails being a travel makeup artist, and the fact that she has a whole company around it means that she could have sent literally anybody else and instead of making up a ton of excuses, and I just don't understand why. So this popped up on my FYP this week. I thought it was crazy. I definitely wanted to talk about it because, like, what's the point? And I feel like in the world of social media, especially that apology video she did, everything on social media lasts forever. Like, you cannot actually delete literally anything. It took me 5 minutes to find that video when I realized that she deleted it off of her TikTok, and it was the entire, we saw it. It was the entire video. So I don't know. Let me know what you think below. I honestly thought this video would be way shorter than it is, so that's definitely my bad. And let me know what you think. I am interested to know how you feel about her apology, because I just thought it was wild. And yeah, happy Monday. I'll see you on Wednesday, and I hope you have a great week. I hope you had a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye.